Euphoria is still one of the greatest records in hip-hop history, definitely one of the greatest records of last year. I want to talk about the record and the lines that we love and what they mean. But first, help them set the scene of what hip-hop was going through the moment this record came out.
The scene is everybody going wild. Reactors going wild.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill.
I think we have a response on our hands.
I think Kendrick just responded to Drake.
This nigga really responded.
This motherfucking academics posted every day. Kendrick still hasn't responded. Get Drake out your mouth, bro.
On the 17th day he rose.
On a Tuesday, bro.
People were waiting for this. Hip hop was stale. Nothing was going on. The year before, everybody said hip hop was dying and dead and didn't sell. And these two started to battle. We were just elated, but especially Kendrick fans, because we got to hear Kendrick come out of nowhere, right?
Everybody wanna be demons till they get chipped by your soul, right?
But after push-ups, the moderates were like leaning towards Drake, saying, we don't know what's gonna happen. People who believed in Kendrick and understood what he was going to do were like, you got what's going on? Like, Kendrick's about to
wait, before Euphoria came out, there was a voice inside of you as a self-described moderate that was like, maybe Drake will win this thing.
A battle has more to do with angle than anything else. And angle has to do with strategy. You could be the greatest rapper in the world and lose a battle. So your pen doesn't, just because you could make crazy lines doesn't mean you have that click. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. Like, that's a real thing. Like, pressuring Kendrick and making it look like a weakness that he's taking a while. For me, I thought that was ridiculous. Like, why is there a time limit on a record? That makes no sense. If he dropped the shit in the next year and destroyed you, I wouldn't care. You just was sweating for a year and then he destroyed you. But anyways, yeah. So I was like, what's gonna happen? And honestly, I'm going to say this right here. I wanted more, but then when I got more, I wanted less.
He started off with a line from the great Richard Pryor, who is playing in this line, The Wiz. And I think the really important point here from Kendrick's perspective is The Wiz pretends to be big shit, and he is not. And when he is unmasked, then we see he's really nothing. And that's what he's doing to Drake.
And I think the important thing too, stylistically, the musical choice and conceptual choice of reversing the piece is telling people to look further. And as if you look further, you see behind the wool. You see behind all the facade if you actually do look further. So that's letting you know conceptually what to do about Drake and the song.
To the notion of angle being critical, starting off with them superpowers getting neutralized suggests Kendrick as the underdog because you have superpowers.
Yeah. You know what it suggests for me is that he's the villain in this place. When your superpowers getting, he's Lex Luthor.
Kendrick is the villain.
Yeah. He's Lex Luthor. That's how I see this. It's like he sees himself in this way. Like, hey, Superman, I know your truth. You're actually not good for the people of Metropolis. You are too powerful. You're doing wrong, and you need to be taken out. And that's how I see it. I like rooting for the villain, though.
This verse is looking into the future of what will happen, which suggests like Kendrick creating a game that he knew what the outcome would be. Like it's prophetic. Like the things he's saying, the famous actor looking paranoid and spiraling, that was not happening when this was written. That was not happening when this was released. That happens after this comes out, like days after, but not. So he seems like, this is Nostradamus Matrix shit of like, I planned all this for you. Like the strategy that we keep seeing from Kendrick, from this to Meet the Grams, to then Not Like Us. The strategy is as impressive to a lot of people as the rhymes. And this is, and it starts with almost a lullaby sound and feel. Why do you think we start on a lullaby vibe when the last time we heard from you was like that and you were kind of like screaming at him?
Screaming, but like partying. He was condescending more than screaming. The thing I always like to attest to this whole thing, and I'm gonna answer your question too, is that he's doesn't seem super phased, right? It's not about being angry or you're knocking me off my square. I'm calculated. I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to completely destroy you tactically. And I'm telling you right now, that's what this whole early part is. And it looks more dangerous. It feels more dangerous. One, the person you're battling is more calm. He seems, you know what I'm saying? If someone's all out and rah-rah, that person doesn't look dangerous to someone who seems very calm in the fight, whether it's freaking boxing match, an anime, or anything. So moving all the way to being like you're calculated, you're not as calculated. The sound of all of this is I'm calm, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're chill here. And you don't want me to go over there because I will.
No, you're right. The calmness is really frightening in somebody you're fighting. When he says, Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but FUBU had never been in your collection, I hope people understand the deep sartorial hip-hop historical reference that is happening there. In the 90s, we started wearing Tommy Hilfiger as more money starts to come into hip-hop and the nationalization of hip-hop is coming, as opposed to the 80s where it's very regional subculture. And there's this clear aspiration to dress like the white kids do. Tommy Hilfiger was at that point the preppiest thing going in American shopping. And it was definitely like aspiration to the middle class. We're wearing what the white middle class wears. So that's what Drake is. FUBU was For Us By Us, created by Damon John from Shark Tank with 3 other brothers, which was like a black-owned brand that would put black styles on black people and black money in the community. And so this is just another way of being like, you kind of like that white shit, but the black shit, you wasn't here for that.
Yeah, going into I make music that electrify them, you make music that pacify them. It comes from that same aspect that you are you journey in this hip hop thing for white appreciation and validation. I am here for complete hip hop culture and for the culture. I'm here to uphold that and represent that at all times. And you are here to pacify them into white supremacist concepts and ideas.
Yes, I'm going to lift them up and make them feel something. You're going to make them numb and ready for capitalism, like most talked about.
Ready to
now,
shop.
I don't know if everybody has caught on to what what he's doing there.
Shoo about this, because that's the best thing about this record, that it was about people breaking it down, and that's what made people galvanize around this record even more. Because lyrically, we were like, yo, he killed him, he did this, he upheld the lyrical standpoint. But when you break it down is when you're like, oh shit.
I mean, Shuby is a word. It means tourist. He's calling Drake a tourist. This is the beginning of the vibe that would become not like us. You are not one of us. You're not from this country. You're not from this culture. Right at the top of Euphoria, he's calling him a tourist. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's up there with like gentrifier and colonizer, right? Like,
straight up tourist. You were straight up tourist. And going into him saying that he's over here on this island and I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay? That could relate to the idea of that, like, I'm reaping what I sow. I'm getting what I deserve. I kill shit. I ain't worried about you fake killers and you like a reaper, because you even saying you're not worried about no reaper you could come from the standpoint of saying that this is a fictitious thing. Like, you're not really that. I'm not worried about no reaper. Like, I reap what I sow. I actually do this and I get what I deserve because of it. So Yeah. He's like, you're a tourist, just like you said. So everything you say is a fake threat.
This jumps out to me a little bit down. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough. Today, I'll show you I learned from those mistakes. So he's kind of responding to the height joke that Drake keeps making, and like, you're beneath me. I'm going to aim down at you. I'm punching down at you. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
I'm punching down at you, and I like to always point out is that the very first time I shot me a Drake, that means like I do this. I've been doing like the very first time because I've been shooting a Drake, and also on Tundra I've been shooting at Drake, and it's not been straight, it's not been direct. So the very first time someone told me, yo, you should have probably went completely at him. And it's a reference to obviously the very first time.
I've been doing subs at Drake. I've been doing subs, and now I'm in. So then he starts to bring in Pac, and he's talking about, you bought his ring, I'll pay double because I don't want Pac to be turning over in his grave. And Pac is the third most important character in this battle. He represents the spirit of hip hop. He is like the patron saint of hip hop, the Jesus Christ of hip hop. So for Kendrick to keep showing up in this battle as the protector of the spirit of Pac, that is a symbol for being the protector of the spirit of hip hop. And that is what Kendrick is about in this battle, that I'm here to protect hip hop from people like you who are outsiders, who are gentrifiers, who are colonizers. You are the problem, so I'm pushing you out. Like, this is an amazing way of putting that.
Do you think he's the most, now in hindsight, so much time later, do you think he's the most important character in this battle outside
Pac?
Obviously the people battle? Yeah, because I think he is now. Because I think he relates more to They Not Like Us in the overall thesis now, where before they started off with this Michael Jackson Prince thing that almost got tiring after a while too.
Yeah,
like that metaphor was a little, and then the Pac thing kind of came in, and it became about like culture and identity.
I mean, the Michael Jackson Prince back and forth was interesting, and how, one thought they topped the other, and then Kendrick topped Drake's retort of the now. But that exists to me as, here's two giants from a different generation, and we're two giants in this generation. Fine. But what Pac symbolizes, this is why Pac is the other most important character, because Pac symbolizes the spirit of hip hop. So that is what Kendrick is all about, right? So that to me, like, the discussion of Pac is Pac is misused by Drake and then referenced 2 or 3 times by Kendrick on 2 different songs. I feel Pac, I think it's 3 times, Pac almost walking with Kendrick, or Kendrick saying he's overseeing me in this battle because I'm protecting him. Like, that's so
And he's
powerful.
such a figure within his career and conceptual place too, right? From To Pimp a Butterfly moving on. And that's why I love this next line. I want to jump out because we're just kind of going to the lines we love in this. It's 3 goats left, and I seen 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. I love them to death. And in 8 bars, I explained that explain that phrase, right?
I love
that because the lyrical explanation of his calculation. It's letting you know how calculated he is, because he just told you, this is what I love these guys. This is what I'm telling you. But guess what? Wait 8 bars, and then you'll get the result of this. And then you go through the 8 bars, and it goes, yeah, Cole and Aubrey know I'm a selfish nigga. The crown is heavy, huh? I pray they my real friends. If not, then I'm
YNW Melly.
Like, that's the beauty of Kendrick Lamar. And when we talk about bars, people, like, I always say this between J. Cole, Lil Wayne, those are traditional lyricists with traditional bar structures and punchlines that are supposed to get your attention immediately, right?
Yeah.
This is about you understanding what he's saying and understanding that he's telling you that he's calculated more than anything else. That's what the bar is. I'm telling you how calculated I am. Why are you coming around here?
And when you come down about 8 later, he says, this ain't been about critics and not about gimmicks, not about who's the greatest. Rap battles are traditionally about who is the better rapper. On first person shooter, y'all were talking about who's the greatest rapper. I don't care about any of that. That is not what this is about. It's not about out rapping you. It's not about, I am going to explain over the next few songs what an incredibly horrible person you are. Pedophilia, gambling, drugs, parenting. Like, there's so many ways you're a horrible person. This is so far beyond stealing from Black culture. This is so far beyond rap. This is not about rap. This is about you as a horrible person. It's always been about love and hate. Now, let me say, I'm the biggest hater. Go on.
This made me like audibly laugh the first time I heard this.
But this is one of the biggest punchlines in the whole battle. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. And like, this is the culmination of like, this is not about rapping. Like, I hate you, the essence of you. Like, it's so amazing. This whole record is about you are a horrible person, and I just hate you. And like, everyone's like, it's so fun. It's such a funny record.
I don't like you. I never did. And the reason why I don't like you is because you're getting away with this shit. That's what it really is. Is you hate it because you're like, why are you here?
This song is an amping up as he goes along, right? You want to talk about a slow burn, like he is building. So here's one of the escalators. Maybe this is the second escalator out of like the first lullaby dreamy part, and then into this next part, which is, and then right, you know, we hate the bitches you fuck because they confuse themselves with real women. And notice I said we. This is the key line in the whole thing, you guys. It's not just me. I'm what the culture feeling. I am infidelity with the culture. We hate you. I hate you too. But also, I make music that rocks with hip hop culture, that is hip hop. You are not with us. You are not infidelity with the culture. They don't feel you like they feel me. I am the culture. I am related deep down in my feelings to the culture, in my nervous system, in a way that you will never, ever even understand.
How many more black features do you need before you feel that you black enough? That's the one that got me.
That's about the plastic surgery as well as the music.
The music, that's beautiful. Double. That's like one of my favorite, because it's what you just said about the other line in one line. It's just amazing.
He's not, because he's not saying you're not black. It's that you don't feel you're black enough. You're so
black
much
enough, exactly.
Psychological warfare in here of like, do you think that you're black enough? Do you think you can trust the guys around you? Do you, right? Like,
yeah, you can't trust the guys around you, and it's like you need more black features. Like, what do you need? What do you need to be more
this
black?
This is one of the lines that people really love. It stands out. This song has more jump out lines than any other from in this battle. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. Right? He gives him a quarter. I like you over here with the melodic bullshit.
Sense, yeah. The melodic bullshit. I like that melodic shit you be I like that. God's plan. I like that.
My first one, like my last one, it's a classic. You don't have one.
Yeah. Which that's also the J. Cole, right?
Is it though?
Well, because J. Cole's the one that tried to say he put out that 7-minute drill, right?
Is it? Is that about Cole too?
Yeah. Actually, the 7-minute before 7-minute drill come before? Yeah,
Yo,
it did, right?
Do you think people understand about this V12 line in the next bit? It's not a car. It's It's the app thing. It's an app machine.
Yeah. I think that one's been talked about a lot. Like, I don't even think that line's that great.
App machine that sucks out his. It's you. Whatever. This ties into the notion he keeps talking about. You are fake. The Wiz. Yeah. You are not who you say you are. Your abs. You bought them. You got them fast. I go to the gym and work out. I do push-ups. You do some quack medical treatment.
Yeah. You try to make fun of my push-ups, but like this is what it's done for me. You over there using machinery.
Now look,
Actually calling him a robot and then saying you better walk around like Daft Punk too, which is also fired.
so here in the top of 3, he shouts out to Top Dog from TDE. Who the fuck they think they playing with? So that is a callback to, oh, you want to talk about splits and shit and who I'm signed to and I got a shit deal? I'm still friends with the nigga, so he couldn't have been fucking me. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's my man.
Everything's Gucci.
Extortion my middle name as soon as you jump off that plane, bitch.
Yeah, which is in reference to that.
You gotta check in with me.
But you just told me that, oh, I'm being extorted. Well, come off that plane. Now you being extorted and I'll be the guy. So like, I'll switch up on you real quick.
And this starts to leap to what you get in the end of the 3rd verse of Not Like Us. He says, Yachty can't give you no swag neither. Right. That looks forward to that. And then for good measure, he repeats it. Again, I hate the way. Why did he feel the need to repeat that line? It's not a hook.
It's hooky. It is a hook. It's not a chorus, but it's definitely a hook. Remember, the hook's like what gets you coming back.
But usually you guys deploy hooks at a certain part of the song, either at the beginning of the song or right before the chorus, or right after the chorus. But there's
I'm like how Mickey Fax when we had our show. I'm talking about it's a hook. It's something that's hooky. It's a hook to get you into the song again. It's a callback. It's a reprise to the idea, so it helps you. So I'm saying that type of hook, not so much chorus,
typical
what we know
hook.
as chorus.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this
is your line.
And you have to do that to get to my favorite line in this that made me laugh. Like I was dying when I heard this. I even hate the way you say the word nigga, but that's just me, I guess. Some shit just cringeworthy. It ain't even got to be deep, I guess.
It ain't got to be deep.
It ain't got to be deep. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I love that.
Everything. It's just, but you know, this is, again, you're not.
Still love when you see success.
You're not doing blackness the right way. You don't say the word nigga right. Like, and again, is it psyops of like, and he says nigga, you can be like, did I say it right? And like black people,
it's completely psyop.
This is the bit that Talib Kweli said on my show. Kendrick realized something in me that I didn't realize, that Drake was saying the word nigga wrong, and I didn't articulate it. I couldn't put my finger on it. And then he said it, and I was like, oh, that's it. I've been searching for the right words and like, yep, that's right. He doesn't. But yes.
Which I think that's hilarious. I love the reality of how many people switched up on Drake. Because that's funny. When you really think about it, people will go around just bumping his music. Other included, friends just slaps. Drake has so many slaps. 2 weeks later after this battle, they don't want to listen to this thing. And I think that's hilarious.
Still love when you see success. Everything with me is blessed.
Is blessed. Keep making me dance, waving my hand, and there won't be no threat.
If you do that nice Drakey shit, it's gonna be fine. But you try to act tough. And here's another escalator. I ain't even bleed him yet. Can I bleed him? So now we're gonna ramp up, right? This is a song of escalation, right? We're ramping up even further. Why would I call around trying to get dirt on niggas? Y'all think my life is right. This is, to me, this next bit is one of the most important bits in the whole thing. I think most people don't care about this because they don't value the importance of fatherhood. And many of us,
I agree with that,
have shitty fathers or non-existent fathers, so it's not important to us. But to me, to have somebody say you're a terrible father and like say that, like he goes into more detail on this than he does about why he hates him. Because this is what, 4 examples? I only hate 3 things, right? This is like everything about you. Oh my God, you don't. I raise the kid, I wake him up, I tell him to pray, I give him tools to walk through life, teach him moral integrity. You're not a parent, and I am. I'm doing the most important thing, and you are a deadbeat dad. Like, oh.
Oh, he calls you a dead. I mean, I completely get that. The line that gets me, because just on some rapper shit and songwriter, is the next one after he goes on that tirade of you being a, because that's a long tirade of him being a bad father. He says, ain't 20v1, it's 1v20. If I gotta smack niggas that write with you, was the biggest bar for me as a songwriter. I was like, that's facts. Like, you trying to say we all going against you. You got a team of people writing your songs. What are you talking about? Like, we are not.
When you talk about angles, this
That's a great angle.
repositioned the whole thing, because Drake was trying to, and Drake fans were trying to make it like there's a whole universe attacking us. And Kendrick's like, no, I am the underdog here fighting against a whole ton of people. Like, that's jujitsu. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this next bit when he says, am I battling Ghost or AI? Nigga feeling like Joe Hale Austin, with some people were like, he made a mistake. I don't think he made a mistake.
It doesn't matter. This I have a controversial opinion about this for all the Kendrick fans. So if they hate me in the comments, that's fine. It doesn't matter what he meant or not. I don't like this line. I don't think it's hot. I don't think it's hard.
You don't like this line
because it doesn't.
Joel Austin and Haley. What's the kid?
Haley Joel Osment or something like that. I don't even know his name. I think he just didn't know the Bama's name, because I can't even know his name, and I've been saying
Joel
his name.
Austin and Haley Joel Osment is the young actor. You don't like this line because why?
I just don't think it's a bar. Like the reference, you created a name. So basically you have to create a name, combine them together to get off both the bars for AI. So Haley Joel Osment's in Ghost and AI. Joel Osteen is the
preacher,
right? So you create this name, Joe, well, he says Joe there, but Joel Hale Austin, to try to represent both of the people at the same time. That's too much for the cognitive ability of the audience to actually hit. It doesn't hit as the same if it was just the AI guy's name. So if you say am I battling Ghost or AI, nigga feeling like Haley Joel Osment, funny, he was in a film called AI, it works perfectly. The other reference to the other person does not work. It doesn't work. You have to go find that conceptually, even if you did it on purpose. I don't think that it's
you're right to your point that there isn't a religious reference, and maybe someone would say ghost, but like
it's not good enough.
That's Sixth Sense, where he sees ghosts. In a Kendrick double entendre, there would normally be something that says, I meant to talk about religion or Christianity here, and then mention Joel Osteen, when he makes pains to mention two films that Haley Joel Osment is, but nothing specifically references Joel. So it's an interesting point. Is that okay? All right,
that's exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I know people, and there's so many think pieces on why it was said this way for people. I'm telling you guys that it doesn't matter. I don't like it. It's like he does so well at this. So why would he do that here?
This line, tell him run to America to imitate heritage. They can't imitate this violence.
That's hard. That line is
so hard. It is so important,
hard.
and it represents both the violence that an American like Kendrick, who lives in the hood, war on drugs, mass incarceration, heavy police presence, the violence that gang culture, the violence that they would receive, and the violence that they could dish out. Drake, you don't know nothing about that. You don't know about the trauma that we have from getting beaten up, from running from guns, whatever, and the shit that we could put on you because of the trauma that we have experienced, because we are numb and tough from the past. This line is so important because I think this really gets to the core of why you are not of us, why you can't rock with us, because you don't experience violence in the way that we have. That makes us who we are as African Americans.
Yeah, I just love how you explain like how it shows the pain, the struggle, and force, right? It's how it's converted the pain into force. And going into the next line of what I learned is niggas don't like the West Coast. I'm fine with it. I'll push the line with it. It's pushing the agenda right there. He created this narrative of niggas don't like the Coast in this battle, right? He put that on Front Street to be like, hey guys, Drake don't like us. That's what that's signaling. It's putting out a call to everybody. It's like, yo, I learned that y'all don't like us. Drake don't fuck with us. These niggas is hating on us. And he's employing that violence he understands right away. And I think that's so beautiful. He just told you can't imitate this violence. Guess what? I heard that niggas don't fuck with the West Coast. Me and my West Coast niggas ain't gonna fuck with that. Pac's gonna turn in his grave. I ain't gonna let this Canadian nigga do this to us. You know what I'm saying? He's already signaling to everybody and using that power of intimidation and violence in that line.
After that bit, it seems like he's like, let me do whatever I can think of to do to get him to come back, right? So he mocks the Canadian accent. Don't speak on the family, Crody. Right? And he mocks Toronto slang, Crody. Somebody gonna bleed in your family.
New Hoking eating fried rice with dip sauce.
Right? I mentioned your restaurants, your world. Like, so I'm like, tell me your cheese and farm, right? I'm like talking about your shit. And then he goes through, he says niggas six times in the next 5 lines, almost like a flurry or an orgy of niggas leading into, I don't want to hear you say nigga. So I can say it, and I'm going to say it, and then taunt you. You should not say it. And he doesn't say, don't do it. He said, we don't want to hear it. So you might do it, but I already told you, and I'm what the culture's feeling. We told you we don't want to hear it, and I'm daring you to do it. Of course, on the next song, he's going to start with nigga, which we already told you that doesn't work for you.
Yeah. We don't want to hear you say nigga. Hearing this battle, too, track after track, plays out like a freaking opera. After you hear this, you talk about going song to song, you hear we don't want to hear you say nigga no more, and then Drake's mom comes on and then he says it. It validates everything that Kendrick just said in the first, just because like you said, it's like we don't want to hear you. There's a specific we that's in that we don't want to hear you say nigga no more. Like, we're done. We're off of that. We're off of you. Go ahead and do that shit over there. We don't want to hear you say nigga no more.
So
which he has a whole crowd singing it now on tour, which is crazy.
I want to try to sum this up, and this may be an impossible question because Meet the Grams is the illest record in all of this, and Not Like Us is probably the greatest because it just rocks the party and it's super ubiquitous and maybe the biggest record in hip-hop history. But where does Euphoria fit in? Because it is probably better written than both of those records. It's an important record in this. This makes the argument against.
I think it's better rapped, not written, because I think that word is. It's depending on how you do it. It's better. It's better rap lyrics. It's better because better written. I think of songwriting. If you want to say just better prose, lyric, entendre.
Okay, because this is not
literary devices.
This doesn't have a chorus. So you're saying songwriting, meh, but lyric writing, amazing.
Yeah, lyric writing.
There's no structure here.
Rap, yeah, it's loose structured. So I would say this is how I determine best and greatest, and this is a great phenomenon, right? Best to me is Euphoria because it does everything the best when it comes to dissing. This is a diss record. The greatest diss record would be Not Like Us because it does all things that a song needs to do. So it's dissing you and it's catchy. It's well written. You know what I'm saying? Everything. It has everything. So that's the greatest. But the best diss, I'm saying now in hindsight, would be this lyrical, written down expose of a destruction of a character. That is.
It's just
Drake.
An extraordinary record from beginning to end.
Yeah. And we just pointed out the things that we love about it. This was because people be in the comment telling us, hey, you missed. Sometimes we assume people know things. We're just talking about the stuff we love. Because this record is amazing, man. Is this your favorite though out of the whole battle?
It's hard to say if it's. I mean, it's between this Meet the Grams and Not Like Us. But no. But Meet the Grams is nobody's favorite, but it made you feel something, and you will never forget
people's
it.
favorite.
It's incredibly memorable. Not Like Us is incredibly memorable. They are three. I mean, part of the thing is that this and Not Like Us fit together as two parts of a story. And this informs the story he's telling on Not Like Us. These two songs are in conversation with each other. Meet the Grams is elsewhere, right? Like that's its evil they're the evil cousin of Euphoria and Not Like Euphoria and Not Like Us are like blood brothers, and Meet the Grams is their evil cousin who's probably heading to jail. But like, is Euphoria's like the smarter one, and Not Like Us is the party one. Not Like Us is the one that has the charisma,
more popular one.
Yes, but when people get to know, they'd be like, "Yo, Euphoria is really the deep one," because it's interesting that
it's like a fuck, marry, kill thing. Like you'd marry Euphoria.
Well, it's interesting that he calls
kill Meet the Grams and you fucking Not Like Us.
But why do you calling it Euphoria beyond? Obviously, we know about the TV show, but like, why does he call this Euphoria?
Well, putting the definition there too in the what's it called? The artwork, like a feeling of his taste, intense and happiness, or I forgot the exact definition he used on the artwork. That's also saying that that's the place that you're in, like the place I could take you out of, like the state that not only the state that you could be put in, but the state that could take you out of. Because if you're being pacified, you're usually in a state of euphoria, correct?
If you're pacified, you're in a state of euphoria.
Like if you're taking MDMA and drugs and stuff like that, that's when people feel like they're in the state of euphoria, or not exactly nirvana, but you're in this peaceful, intense, peaceful state because you take all these drugs and you're high. You're on all this high. And I think that's him implying the state that the culture's in, the state that Drake is in, and the place that he's taking you out of. Thank y'all for watching. This is us recapping Euphoria and what we love about it. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all told us to say goodbye, so goodbye.
$1 million in the bank.